Russell Westbrook finally found his way to the bench and has been fantastic for the Lakers in the 4 games since embracing his new role. If the Lakers somehow end up keeping Russ, is he a 6th Man of the Year candidate, Bob?
That is something I don't think anyone really was talking about when we were talking 6 men. In LA, of course, John Wall was more so the conversation with the Clippers. But I like it to the point where
You sound enthusiastic about it.
I think it's crazy enough to work.
It just might
be crazy enough to them being able to pull it off.
Justin, can Russ win 6 Man?
I mean, sure, everybody's eligible. But other than that, no, I don't think so. I don't see. I think this is a flash in the pan to me. I think we see this from Russ. Russ gets hot, gets good, and then he just reverts back to Russ and he does Russ things. And I also don't see the Lakers being good enough for that to kind of happen. I see other players being more consistent, and I see other teams being more consistent that really kind of push that.
I hear you on the consistency point, Trey.
If Russ accepts this role, I do see him being a 6 Man of the Year candidate because, I mean, if he's coming off the bench, doing what he's doing, I mean, he's up this points, six points. He's shooting 46%. He was shooting 28% as a starter. So, I mean, that's if he keeps that up and they keep taking him off the bench, he's definitely a 6 Man of the Year candidate.
Agreed, Trey. Yeah, so you said it. So 6 more points per game, 2.5 assists more per game, 20% field goal jump, and a 25% 3-point jump. Since coming off the bench, he's averaging 19 points per game. He looks like a different player. Darvin Ham in that clip towards the end, I cut that off. He said he's leading the wave, the second wave for the Lakers, and then that creates a continuous wave. The starters come back in. They don't want to foil, I guess you could say, to what he created. The energy, Russ is always going to go out there and play his heart out every single night. But also the biggest thing, and you hear this a lot from analysts and former players that are watching him play, is that he looks like he likes it again. He looks like he wants to be out there again.
You want to know what this reminds me of is that year after KD left, when he just played amazing by himself with OKC. Yep. I think this is the best fit for him. If it's not on the Lakers playing on the second team, then going to a team that he's that guy, because that's when I feel like he'll produce the best.
Yeah, so, and I don't know that they're going to keep him, but if they do, I do think he's a 6 Man of the Year candidate. Go ahead.
My question would be, if you were Rob Pelinka, would you still look for a trade for Russ, given how he's playing right now?
Yeah.
Yes, if you can get the right pieces.
So 100%. Then to me, then I don't believe in him to be the 6 Man of the Year, because if you trade him,
of course not.
He's definitely starting somewhere.
That's why the question is, if they keep him. Yeah. If they keep him, does he? If they somehow end up keeping him, is he a 6 Man of the Year candidate? Yeah. Let's say he plays the rest of the season and he finishes the game. Plays 75 games and 71 of those were off the bench. Yeah, he's a 6 Man of the Year candidate.
Would you want to trade the 6 Man of the Year?
He's only making his stock higher right now.
Sure.
For a team that's not going to be...
But like the Heat wouldn't have traded Hero last year. You know what I mean?
But that's very different.
I don't think the Lakers keep him as a 6 Man all year, just because, I mean, I don't see Beverly as their starter. I mean, the dude's averaging 3 points, 5 rebounds.
He's been atrocious.
He's not their starter, and they're going to get tired of that really quick. Yeah. So I just see Russ going back into his old ways. If he's in this role, he's a 6 Man of the Year. If not, then no.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said before the season, I've said it a couple times at this point. I don't know that we're going to get that trade that has been talked about so many times. And so if this is the outcome, it's the best case scenario for the Lakers. Because since they moved into the bench, they've got 2 wins. Last episode, we were talking about them being 0-5. Granted, now they're 2-7, but still, they got 2 wins. And I'll tell you this, if the Cavs game was played with 1 half, they would have beat the Cavs. I mean, that was a tale of 2 halves. Honestly, it was a tale of 3 and 1 quarter. The Cavs blew them out in the third quarter, but outside of that, it was a very, very closely contested game, and they're sitting in the second spot in the East. So the Lakers are not... The Lakers are in a unique position, and I said this a few weeks ago. I went on this big thing, and I don't want to be the one that drags us on, but I'll say this. The issue right now is LeBron's shooting. Obviously, he's one of the greatest players of all time and has the ultimate green light. He will never see a red light from a coach, or that coach is out of there. But his shooting he's at an all-time slump. It's his worst 3-point shooting percentage since I think his 3rd season in the league or something along those lines. I don't have the numbers pulled up, but the Lakers' issue right now is not defense. It is not bench scoring. It is not starter shooting. It's LeBron shooting. And I do think it's a slump, and I think that's something that we could see fixed. And so maybe they screw around and make the play in the same way that the Warriors maybe screw around and make the play in.